He hails from Columbus, Ohio. Please give it up for Dustin Meadows.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. From Columbus, Ohio originally, from Los Angeles now, which doesn't mean anything. That's not a credit. You can't tell people that, and it doesn't mean anything. But I moved there last year with my fiance, who I've been engaged to for a while. It's great. We are in love. That's a beautiful thing, yes? Yeah. We are ethically non-monogamous, because I figure why not lean into the stereotype all the goddamn way. And if you're unfamiliar with ethical non-monogamy, what that is sometimes, you need different things from different people, whether it's romantically, whether it's sexually. It's a healthy way to explore those things with the person that you're committed to. If you're me, though, it's a really long way around the barn to find out that only one person wants to fuck you. In spite of that, though, we're in love. We've been together for a while. It's great. One of the things that keeps us together is we share the things that we love with each other. Like, I'm big into horror movies, so I've shared my love of that with her. It's one of the things we bonded over. She is big into Harry Potter everything, so that's something she's shared with me. So every couple of years, we'll watch all the Harry Potter movies, and the first time we did this, we were watching the first Harry Potter movie, and she leans over to me at one point, she just goes, "You know that Neville Longbottom, gets real hot when he's older." That's what a pedophile says, baby. Like, you can age out of ugly, sure, but that's still a fucked up thing to say, because he's 11 in Sorcerer's Stone. That's weird. She did not appreciate that one bit. What she appreciated less was when I decided to sexualize the tertiary characters in the franchise as we continued. We got to Prisoner of Azkaban. I leaned over, it was like $10. It says Harry fucks this Griffin or whatever it is. Buckbeak, more like fuckbeak, am I right? She was like, that's inappropriate, that's gross. Why would he do that? I was like, first off, it's a beautiful animal. Why wouldn't you? I'm not saying I condone bestiality. But if you're going to try it, what better opportunity to when you're in the whimsical world of wizarding at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. That's a good place to do it. And I'll tell you this, I don't know anything about griffins on account of they're not real. But I have to assume that they bite hard, which is going to come into play. So if you're going to try and do that, what better time to attempt to fuck this magical creature, lion, bird thing than when you've got a half man, half giant on call to wrangle that beak off your dick. That's the time to try it. She was like, no, that's gross. I was like, is it? We have this fascination every time we fly. We're obsessed with the Mile High Club. This idea of having sexual congress in the air, in flight, in like just direct defiance of God's will up there. And I'll tell you this, you know what's better than the Mile High Club? Fucking a plane that can hug you back afterwards. Sounds like a great time. Before I threw my life away doing this, I used to play in punk rock bands because I've just never been down with financial stability at any point in my life. Play real fast and loose. I love music, love going to shows. A couple years ago, I got to see the band Tool in concert. Yeah, it was nice initially, was my thought. It was not the experience. Went to this Tool concert, and when you go to see a band play, there's a social contract, Everybody has their set place on the stage. The lead singer or the front man is front and center the whole show. Maynard James Keenan, lead singer of the band Tool, never got the fucking memo. Because what Maynard James Keenan of Tool did was he hid behind the drum kit the entire goddamn show and made me pay $100 for him to hide behind the rhythm section while he sang about math and fisting. I paid $100 for this art school dropout bullshit? What the fuck? Like, you would never put up with that. You would never be okay with any kind of show that you paid to get into and the performer just wandered off out of your view, away from sight of everything. I was just like, oh man, can you believe the Offspring are still making music? And on top of that, he was wearing full head-to-toe riot gear, so clearly had a political statement. You don't get to hide behind the drums and say, fuck the police. You do it front and center, you goddamn coward. I had a better concert experience shortly after that. I got to see the band The Gin Blossoms play in the town that I was born in, which is not a sentence I ever thought I'd string together. As mentioned earlier, I'm from Columbus, Ohio originally. I'm actually from originally a small nowhere town in Ohio called Cardington. But I tell people that, but I was actually born in a slightly bigger nowhere town called Marion, Ohio, because Marion had a hospital. The closest thing that Cardington, Ohio has to a hospital is the barn, where when the high school quarterback breaks his leg, they take him out and they put him down like a wild horse. And when my mom was pregnant with me, she was like, we're going to Marion to the human doctor. None of this Wild West shit where him and the vet are the same guy. No. So I got to see the Gin Blossoms play something called the Marion Popcorn Festival, which is about as aptly named a festival as I've ever been to. It was in the municipality of Marion County. It was technically a festival, and there was a shitload of popcorn to be had. And it was a fantastic show. We got there right off the jump. Gin Blossoms, where they're supposed to be. Lead singer Johnny Gin Blossom front and center the whole time. I know that's probably not his name, but a fun little gift to myself when I go to concerts is if I don't know the band members' names, I assume they all use the same naming convention as the band The Ramones. Try it out sometime. Go to a concert and be like, oh, there's Johnny Five Finger Death Punch on guitar. What a time. Oh, who's that on the drums? Oh, is that Ralph and You Will Know Us by the Trail of Bed behind the kid tonight? What a time. And the Gin Blossoms were amazing. They played all the hits. They played all the songs that were not hits, and there were a lot of those. And then they closed the concert with Hey Jealousy, the song that catapulted them to superstardom, the song that put them on the map, the song that everyone knows them for. I cried when I saw the Gin Blossoms play Hey Jealousy, because what nobody tells you is the 30s is when you learn some shit about yourself. Fantastic show. They walked off. That should have been a perfect cap to a perfect evening. They came back. They played 2 more songs that were not Hey Jealousy twice in a row. So they fucked up. They played a song off the new album, which nobody cares at this point. You bury that between the hits, like everyone knows that. And then they closed the encore with a very faithful rendition of Johnny Cash's Folsom Prison Blues. Because the old showbiz adage goes, always leave them wanting more of the song that you didn't fucking write. And a lot of people give bands shit that play, rib cook-offs and county fairs and popcorn festivals and all that. I'll tell you this much. If you think the Gin Blossoms played the Marion County Popcorn Festival for anything less than $5,000 and all-you-can-eat popcorn, you're fucking high. They were on the Empire Records soundtrack. They know how to work a goddamn deal. Come on. Mentioned I love music. I love records. I'm big into vinyl. Big vinyl guy. And I love going out. Every year there's something called Record Store Day, which is basically Black Friday for white dudes who won't shut up about jazz. That's what it is. Record Store Day, it's this huge, huge business day for most independent record stores. They release a bunch of stuff that's never been out before and stuff that's been out of print for a while sometimes. And every year I get angry about something that gets released. A couple of years ago, what I got irrationally angry about was the release of the Space Jam soundtrack on a double LP blue and black Galaxy Splatter vinyl. And a lot of people was like, why'd you get angry? I was like, well, because that movie sucks and the soundtrack's not that great. That's why. Like, my favorite band couldn't put out their album this year on vinyl because the pressing plants are backed up. But yeah, sure, I need to hear Basketball Jones on vinyl. Okay. And sure, there are a couple of good songs on there. There's the Space Jam theme by the Quad City DJs. It's the same song as Come On Ride the Train, but whatever. There's I Believe I Can Fly by R. Kelly, which is an amazing pop song. But when I wrote this joke, there wasn't another documentary about why you can't listen to R. Kelly anymore. So fucking knock it off. All right, Remix to Ignition isn't Be Okay with a Pedophile good. If you want to listen to something non-problematic, listen to Thin Lizzy, because the boys are back in town and at least they're of age, goddammit. There's that great Monstars Anthem, fantastic song. You've got Seal covering Steve Miller Band's Fly Like an Eagle, but it's not Kiss from a Rose, so who fucking gives a shit? All right? Like, that's a soundtrack. Batman Forever soundtrack, first cassette I ever bought with my own money. Fantastic soundtrack. Me as a 12-year-old didn't know who the Flaming Lips was, though. So what I did as a 12-year-old was I took my boombox, my Batman Forever soundtrack to the public swimming pool, And every day I'd listen to Seal's Kiss from a Rose, fast forward, flip it over, listen to U2's Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me, Kill Me, all day, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, for the entire summer of 1995. I should have been a goddamn Amber Alert, but here I am lecturing you on pop culture like it fucking matters. That's my time. You guys have all been fantastic. Thank you so much.